Life at Papeete, one of the main cities on Tahiti, soon became a burden. It was Europe, the Europe which I had thought to shake off. The aggravating circumstances of colonial snobism and the imitation, grotesque even to the point of caricature, of our customs, fashions, vices, and absurdities of civilization. Was I to have made this far journey only to find the very thing which I had fled? A profound sadness took possession of me. The dream which had brought me to Tahiti was brutally disappointed by the actuality. It was the Tahiti of former times which I loved. That of the present filled me with horror. In view of the persistent physical beauty of the race, it seemed unbelievable that all its ancient grandeur, its personal and natural customs, its beliefs and its legends had disappeared. But how was I, all by myself, to find the traces of this past, if any such traces remained? How was I to recognize them without guidance? How to relight the fire, the very ashes of which are scattered? My resolve was quickly taken. I would leave Papeete and withdraw from this European centre. I felt that in living intimately with the natives in the wilderness, I would by patience gradually gain the confidence of the Maoris and come to know them. When I saw her, I fell under the spell of her Maori charm. She greeted me. Ia orana Goga. Good morning, Goga. Notwithstanding all the intermixture, the Tahitian type was still very pure in her. The memory of her ancestor, the great chief Tati, gave her, as well as her brother and all her family, an appearance of truly imposing grandeur. She had the majestic sculptural form of her race, ample and at the same time gracious. The arms were like the two columns of a temple, simple, straight, and the whole bodily form, with the long horizontal line of the shoulder and the vast height terminating above in a point, inevitably made me think of the triangle of the Trinity. Beside her sat a 100-year-old woman, ghastly in her decrepitude, which was accentuated by a double row of well-preserved cannibalistic teeth. She sat immobile and rigid, almost like a mummy. On her cheek was a tattoo marking of a dark and indecisive form, but suggesting the style of a Latin letter. In my eyes it spoke for her and told me her history. This tattooing in no way resembled that of the savages. It was surely put there by a European hand. Now that I can understand Tehura, in whom her ancestors sleep and sometimes dream, I strive to see and think through this child, and to find again in her the traces of the faraway past, which socially is dead indeed, but still persists in vague memories. I question, and not all of my questions remain unanswered. Here was I, a civilized man, distinctly inferior in these things to the savages. Savages! This word came involuntarily to my lips. As they were to me, so was I to them. An object for observation, a cause of astonishment, one to whom everything was new, one who was ignorant of everything. For I knew neither their language nor their customs, not even the simplest, most necessary manipulations. As each one of them was a savage to me, so was I a savage to each one of them. But the landscape with its violent, pure colors dazzled and blinded me. I was always uncertain. I was seeking. The sun, rapidly sinking on the horizon, is already half concealed behind the island of Morea, which lay to my right. The conflict of light made the mountains stand out sharply and strangely in black against the violet glow of the sky. They were like ancient battlemented castles. Is it any wonder that before this natural architecture, visions of feudal magnificence pursue me? The summit over there has the form of a gigantic helmet crest. Under the continual contact with the pebbles, my feet have become hardened and used to the ground. My body, almost constantly nude, no longer suffers from the sun. Civilization is falling from me, little by little. I have escaped everything that is artificial, conventional, customary. I am entering into the truth, into nature. Having the certitude of a succession of days like this present one, equally free and beautiful, peace descends on me. I develop normally and no longer occupy myself with useless vanities. Yes, wholly destroyed, finished, dead is from now on the old civilization within me. I was reborn, or rather another man, purer and stronger, came to life within me. This cruel assault was the supreme farewell to civilization, to evil. This last evidence of the depraved instincts which sleep at the bottom of all decadent souls, by very contrast, exalted the healthy simplicity of the life at which I had already made a beginning, into a feeling of inexpressible happiness. By the trial within my soul, mastery had been won. Avidly I inhaled the splendid purity of the light. I was indeed a new man. From now on, I was a true savage, a real Maori.